while, but
It has.
we're here. I'm Lou.
I'm Cindy. I'm like,
And-
what's my name? I don't know my name. Help.
And we run Faking Sanity, which is a bookshop, yarn store, and cafe in Dawson Creek, BC, Canada.
And in a week, we're taking a vacation.
Vacation, i.e. a week in our PJs at home.
Yeah. Plus some time here doing some renos. But
Yeah.
that's okay. It's a week off. Actually, it's 10 days off.
10 days. We take a
So
week,
excited.
usually right around Canada Day, either the week leading up to it plus the weekend,
Yeah.
or the week
After.
following it, depending on where Canada Day falls.
And we didn't get it last summer because
We didn't.
we closed in April to turn into a yarn store.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's
we're
exciting.
back. Where do we want to start?
Where we want to start? Sure.
Okay, I start.
We're a knitting podcast,
Oh,
so we'll
yeah,
start
sorry.
with some knitting.
Okay. I'll start. Okay.
It's an Overlander.
It is an Overlander by Cozy Up Knits. I'm doing it in. I decided to do it in a gradient cake. So this is Blue Brick Killarney sock in Pride, which is awesome. You can kind of see the purple there. Don't mind the red wrapped around the outside.
Someone's been tinking.
No, I just pulled out a lot of it apparently. And this is Faking Sanity Determination in Ties. So, yeah. So I'm not doing like mini skeins or anything. I'm just going to see when the color changes and
You
go
can
with
always
it.
add an extra section with another black if you want to use the whole
whatever.
gradient
Yeah.
and haven't gotten there.
Yeah, if I don't run out. So yeah, I'm quite enjoying the pattern. We're doing a kind of mini knit along.
Yeah.
The two of us and our friend Rebecca, because she has never actually knit from a pattern before, unless I wrote out every single row.
Well, I was
for
going to
her.
say she's knit from written out patterns.
Yes, she knit from, like, she did a color affection, but I literally wrote out every single row for her so she could check each one off.
Oh, as opposed to repeat this. And
Yeah, and it was like every single stitch, like she doesn't do repeats. Anyway,
She is.
she is now, so.
She is.
So we are, yeah. I'm feeling very pridey this month apparently. So I'm knitting with my Pride yarn, and it's in my rainbow map bag with my rainbow stitch markers. and I also cranked a rainbow scarf on
That
the
you
knitting
picked
machine.
me.
I haven't woven in ends or finished off the ends of it yet, but yes. Anyway,
It's 25 degrees out.
It's really
Why
hot.
are you wrapping that on
Everybody else is
yourself?
like 25 degrees. That's nothing. We're like,
so
embroiling.
hot.
Yeah. So yeah,
So hot.
yay for June
I
Pride
do
month.
not like heat.
Yeah.
And anything above like 18, which is about 68, is too hot. Yeah.
But anyway, that's my first one.
I'm
And you were going to talk about there's a queer craft
Oh.
along.
Yeah, okay. I was going to talk about my Overlander, but
Well, you
so
said when I talked about all my Pride stuff.
on Instagram at the beginning of this month, Knitboop, who's someone I hadn't been following, I just kind of ran across her, suggested maybe we should do like a Quiet Queers craft along. And for those who aren't shouting from the rooftops but want to do something to support Pride Month, and it kind of exploded and became a huge thing. So she's done,
Which is
like,
awesome.
Yeah, she's done like 3 giveaways already, and she's promoting queer makers, like whether it's yarn dyers or spinners
Or
or
designers
pattern designers.
or- yeah.
So it's really cool. So I'll be picking up a pattern and project for that soon. But
Yeah. Oh,
go ahead.
this doesn't have to do with the knit along or the craft along, but I forgot to say that my rainbow bag is from and 2 Sticks and You.
Oh yes,
Maps and rainbows. They're like 2 of my favorite
she
things.
loves maps.
I'm a nerd.
You're a nerd. You're a big nerd. A short one too.
Yeah.
You can't tell when we're sitting side by side, but she's like 4 inches shorter than me.
Yeah. She just,
I have a short back.
I have short legs.
Anyway, yeah, there's a Quiet Queers craft along, so
Yeah.
I've got to pick a pattern. I'm not sure if I'll knit something with my yarn, or if I have any other other yarn from other queer makers. I'm
sure I do, but I can't think
not
of who.
sure.
Off the top of my head.
I'm like, I'm not sure right now if I do in my stash, but that'll be this afternoon's project. Go through and see. So, and if not, I'll knit something out of mine. So, but yeah, if you're interested, it's Knitboop. KNITBOOP.
Yeah,
is the person who's hosting it, and the hashtag is Quiet Queers Craft Along.
Yeah, and there's some really, really cool pictures in it. I was just looking through it. So
yeah, and lots of like cool project bag makers are doing like promos, just discounts on their shops.
Yeah,
and there's some awesome like gray woven bags with rainbow sheep on them that she was just showing me. They're so adorable.
Oh yeah,
so adorable. Also adorable. Tink, you remember the giant sloth?
Wrapped
if you've been here,
yeah.
Wrapped in that scarf.
Yeah, it looked very good on him.
Yeah, and he was smiling, so he liked it.
He's always smiling.
Anyway, yeah, enough of crazy. That was what I was going to mention about the. Yeah. I haven't picked a project yet, so just.
How long does it go?
The month of June. I think it's extended a little bit into July, so you can finish a bigger project, but it's for Pride Month, so.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Now you can talk about your overlander.
Okay, now my overlander. This has been a little bit of an adventure.
She has knit this bit, I don't know how many times.
About the same distance every time, because I get basically to the garter and then review what I've done and go, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So the yarn is Earth Merino sock yarn in the colorway URTH, yeah, in the colorway 2019. But it's this deep kind
I thought
of.
It was called Twilight.
No, 2019.
You said
this is Twilight.
Oh, a different yarn she has is called Twilight.
Anyway, it's like a deep
vampires.
Iridescent kind of purple and sort of deep olivey greens. Yeah. And I've paired it with our Determination How the Grinch Stole Christmas colorway, which is this one. And I keep debating back and forth on, I started the pattern as it calls for, and then I thought, I really love the look of like Eye of Partridge heel, which is basically this slip stitch pattern that they're calling the burlap, with twisted stitches. So I tore it out the first time to redo it in twisted stitches, but then I forgot about the edge being that there are increases. If I didn't twist those, the edge would all look different. So I tore it out and thought, I'll just do it according to the pattern. But then I was knitting in the car and didn't have the pattern with me and forgot and did half the stitches twisted and half not. So I ripped it out again, and then I started again last night and I was like, maybe I should just pick another pattern. But we were watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which has me too distracted to think of anything new. So I started on the pattern again, but with all twisted stitches.
You are doing twisted this time?
And I'm just twisting the knit front and backs at the end.
And it's just funny because
I knit so loosely.
So the bright colors in these are the same yarn, and I am on like a 6,
and I'm on a 4.
So
3.5 millimeter and 4 millimeter.
Yeah, and hers is way looser than mine. Mine is very dense.
Yeah. And you can see the texture on yours because you knit so tightly. Like the stitches kind of pop. Mine
they pop
don't.
Better here than here.
But mine don't unless I twisted the stitches, which is why I went back and decided to do that. So, but I really like how it's looking, and I love the colors paired together. But I think this is funny too. So basically, I'm halfway through the garter right now, which is here on Cindy's.
So yours is much...
It's much, much smaller.
Well, yeah, which makes sense because it's on smaller needles.
Oh, yeah. I just mean, like, you're knitting so loosely. She's the one who always knits super tight.
No. It's that I'm knitting tight. That's why I'm getting the... Anyway, and this yarn is way thinner than this. Yeah.
But anyway, I really like
I guess these aren't the same yarns. These are.
Yeah, the Determination is.
The Determination is.
The Earth is kind of a very slim merino. A very slim fingering, I mean.
Yes, whereas Determination is, we call it a sport.
Yeah, and the Earth, I actually really like how it feels. It's super soft, but it's 4 plies that are very loosely plied together.
I'm a banana. I could rob a bank now.
No, you couldn't. But yeah, it's kind of interesting because it's not super tightly plied. But it's got nylon in it for strength and stuff.
Are you liking knitting with it?
I love knitting with it. And ironically, when I knit stuff, I usually add twist as I go. So I'm constantly like just dangling my knitting to let it untwirl.
Yeah, me too. That's what I was just doing.
And with this one, I don't have to because it's loosely enough plied in the first place.
That you're adding the
And
twist.
I'm adding twist. So it ends up working, I think, what like a normal yarn does for normal people. But for me, this is perfect.
Excellent.
So yeah. So that's my first whip.
Cool.
And my second and my third and my fourth.
Yeah. I have another whip. It's still technically a whip.
Yes. It's almost an FO though.
I finished the knitting last night, so I just have to weave in the ends and then block it. It is a cowl, and it's going to be blocked long, so it's a double twist cowl. Right now it's not so much. But it's great. It's got this little
It's a nice little feather and fan.
Ditch, yeah. And it is from a Sweet Paprika Crescendo mini skein set.
Yeah.
And
they're such nice sets. Like they're all really subtle gradients.
Like it is, yeah, like
those are separate skeins.
Yeah,
That's...
it's 6 separate skeins, and it looks like it just is one gradient skein.
Yeah.
I really like it.
Yeah, she does really nice gradients.
This one's called Black Rose. Yeah. Nice. And the pattern is also a Sweet Paprika.
Yeah.
It's Sweet Paprika design, so it's Meragram by Debbie Sullivan. And we got some nice actual color printed patterns.
Yes.
That we're giving out with the yarn.
Yeah, they were really sweet, and they sent us some paper copies.
Yes.
They're like a nice heavy cardboard.
Yeah. Not cardboard at all.
But like cardstock. They're nice.
They're shiny.
So we'll have some in our pattern binders at the store.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how much it blocks out.
Yeah.
Because I do knit really tight, so basically the first time I wash something, it just
transforms.
It just relaxes, yeah. But I really like it.
Yeah. I love how subtle the gradient is. Like there's no way you could tell that that's 6 separate skeins.
Yeah.
Unless you looked for ends woven in.
Yeah.
Like, it's really subtle.
This is just gonna be a store sample. Mm-hmm. I really like the lace was super easy to do. And I really enjoyed it. So
I like colors that go to black.
Yeah, me too.
Or nearly black.
The other option that I wanted to do was the actual colors that they used in the pattern, which was this
the blue
set
and
that
brown.
went from blue to brown, and it's gorgeous.
It's the one you were going to buy.
Yes,
in the first
it
place
was, but we only had 2 of them, and we sold one, so I didn't want to use the only one. For
Take the last one for a sample. Yeah.
And this was my second choice. I really like this one too. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yay!
It's pretty. It's pretty.
And how long? Anybody who wants to can take a guess how long it'll take her to weave in the ends in the comments.
No, I'm gonna do it like today. I've actually been getting much better.
Yeah.
I have.
She started cranking scarves with color changes that have like 16 ends to weave in, so she's been sitting
16
watching.
ends? You think this has 16 ends?
No, that has way more. I was thinking your Harry Potter ones.
They're the same.
Oh, is it the same number?
Actually, it's
anyway,
a bit less.
50 or 60 ends, 20 ends,
lot.
whatever it is. So she sits and watches Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and weaves in ends.
18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So 60 ends.
Check out Cindy's counting prowess.
I can count. Woo!
Yeah.
I've actually been doing some other ones. The other Harry Potter style has like little stripes of the secondary color, and so that has way more ends, and I haven't woven in the ends on that yet. But I will. I'm getting better. You'll see when we get to FOs.
Yeah. Well, and actually you have some FOs that you don't have with you because you sold a couple scarves.
Oh, yeah. I don't usually show all the scarves like crank because, I mean...
They're just cranked scarves.
It's on a knitting machine. It's cheating. It's cheater knitting. I call it cheater knitting.
It's not cheater knitting.
I call it cheater knitting.
It's not cheater knitting. It just makes me look bad knitting.
But I also got some other knitting done, too. Okay, do you have any more? Yeah, you have another FO.
Yeah, I do.
No, whip. Whatever it's called.
The thing.
The thing.
The thing with the thing.
The thing, yeah.
I have been working some more on my sweater, and it's getting much longer, which you can't really tell because it's rolling up on itself. But it's basically, I'm at the point of doing the shoulders now. So I'm just up here, and I just have to do the ribbing here, and then about 5 inches on the back.
You've split for the sleeves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's nearly done for the body, and then I just have the sleeves to
But
do.
she hasn't been working on it lately because she can't count and
can't.
watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. at the same time.
Can't do it. I tried 2 or 3 times,
And she's
and I can't. Well, so the problem was when I set up my initial, when I split the yarn into front and back, I was off by 1. So this was off by 1. So when I tried to do the ribbing, it didn't work out. So I just had to remember that there was 1 stitch off that I had to move. But I couldn't remember that by the time I got to the end of a row while watching TV that was engrossing.
I got her addicted.
Yeah, it's kind of good. If you haven't watched it, it's really, 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 really good. So we've been kind of mainlining it. But
get to
so
that.
this has taken a backseat because
Backseat in
little
Lola.
short rows that are 10 stitches long are easier to remember than
I don't know.
remember the last stitch on a 200 stitch row.
Oh, excuse me. You kept forgetting that you were twisting.
No, not here. That's the purl back. It's the last
Yes,
row.
I know, but when you were doing
Oh, the
this,
first
you kept
times.
forgetting.
Yeah, but now I've got it. Like
First times.
first times. Everybody knits first times. It's what makes the yarn more valuable because you get way more knitting
It
hours
is
out
so
of it.
true for both of us. We both rip out things.
Because I
So
don't,
often.
I enjoy the knitting.
Yeah.
It's not about the end product. So if I get 1 end product a year or 20,
I'm actually
doesn't
really
make a
enjoying
difference.
getting end products lately. So
Well, I am too. Like I like. Oh, I've got something on my sweater.
Yeah.
I like wearing my sweater, but I'm fine with just knitting and not having an FO too.
okay.
So.
So I have another whip.
You
oh,
do?
did you want to talk about the yarn?
Oh yes,
It's-
my sweater.
yeah.
I've shown this one before.
That's true.
But it's
It's great
the Sugar Bush Shanty, which is a merino and linen blend. And the linen takes different dyes than wool, so that's why you see it's not blended in super evenly. So you can see the white kind of marled or heathered parts
Heathered.
are the linen, and the purple is the wool. And it is in the colorway
Twilight.
which
But it's
is
not sparkly vampire.
a nice purpley color. I love it. It's gonna be like a sweatshirt that you
Yeah.
just throw on. It's gonna be fabulous. Yeah.
I really got to get back to my sweater at some point.
Yeah, I want to have this done by the fall. Like, it's too hot to wear now anyway. It's actually really hot to have on my lap while I'm working on the shoulders.
Yeah, and our legs are touching under the table, and you're like giving off heat.
Yes.
Ugh.
It's too hot.
We're wimps. We would not survive anywhere warmer than
No.
northern Canada.
Yeah.
I mean, we complain about the snow, but yeah.
You complain more about the snow.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Okay, so my other project is these.
Ta-da!
God, they look so long.
It's a tube.
If they weren't for me, this would already have like decreased
Yeah,
to the
but
toe.
Dana wears a size 10.
Yes. Okay, so I'm making socks. I'm making Rose City Rollers by Mara Catherine Briner. I've actually been like following patterns. It's so strange because normally I'm like, oh, I'll do this sock, but I'll change the heel and blah blah blah. No, I've actually been following the pattern. So
It's such a cute pattern too.
it is.
Just a
I'm
simple
really enjoying
shorty.
it. And the yarn is Rolana Flot Sock Wool Free Sock. It's really funny because like everywhere I looked it up, it had a different name. But yeah, it's a 93% polyacrylic and 7% polyester.
Dano is one of our staff and she's allergic to wool. So
Yeah.
we try to find, she looks at all the pretty yarn and goes, I can't
Yes.
touch it. So we try to find options for her that are
Yeah.
good for her.
Yeah, so I'm really enjoying it. I actually I split my ball in half because I was knitting this at home and I didn't know how long her feet were exactly. So I put this one onto other needles so I could try it on her. And actually it's a bit past where I should have started the toes. And then I started.
So you're going to
another
do a
one.
faster toe or just tear out a few rows?
I think I'm just going to go back 5 rows because I think that'll fit her perfectly.
Yeah.
But short socks are the best. I'd actually knit like this much of a sock for her out of this yarn.
And she only wears shorties.
And
ever.
yeah, all of a
Even in
sudden
the
I
winter.
realized, I was like, she only wears shorties.
Yeah.
So I just cast it off and it's a store sample
Yeah.
because we have this yarn in. Though I got it in Prince George.
Did you? I thought you got that one at Hippie Strings. I got mine at Hippie Strings.
I got, well now I'm questioning myself.
No, I think you're right. You got that one in Prince George. I got mine at Hippie Strings.
No, I did get it at Hippie Strings. What did I get it in at Top Drawer then?
Something. It was a year ago. It's okay if you don't remember.
Okay, I got this at Hippie Strings.
Hippie Strings.
But we now have it.
Yeah.
So,
And that's Hippie Strings in Sexsmith, Alberta, which is an hour and a half away.
yeah, something like that. And then I'll show my stash acquisition as well.
Okay.
I was really enjoying doing this for Dano.
It's
and
really nice to knit with.
It's really nice to knit with. It actually
super
has
soft.
So
fabric.
it has like tons of
Stretchy.
stretch, and it bounces back, so it makes good stretchy socks, unlike like cotton. Like we have some cotton bamboo, and I'm
Oh, it's because it's core spun.
it is, yeah,
It's core spun
Okay, I
with
didn't
an
know what that was
elastic
called.
core.
yeah. That's what the polyester is. I don't know. Yeah.
If you're a spinner and want to see a commercial core spun yarn, check out the Rolana Flat Sock.
And I think this one is the same. I don't know. We were at Michael's last week because we went down to Grand Prairie for my sister's birthday. We always go on a shopping trip for her birthday, and I got
It's a girl's day out. It's her
yes,
treat.
yeah. So Loops and Threads at Michael's has one as well,
And that's
it's
their
called-
house brand, hey?
Yeah, it's called, or I'm assuming it is. It's the only place I've ever seen it. Perfect Pair, and it's
Oh, like the Perfect from Regia.
yeah, I
but
guess so,
wool-free?
but yeah, but wool free, and this is 70% acrylic, 23% viscose from bamboo, and 7% polyester, which is, I'm assuming, the core. And she mainly likes blues, but she also wears a lot of pinks and purples. So I got some to make her another
Another pair of
set of
socks.
shorties. And then because she really appreciates getting knit for, so
Yeah.
I enjoy knitting for her.
Yeah.
So we also went looking, and I have a next project for her after these as well.
Oh, yes.
Yes, much bigger project. It's a skirt. So out of the cotton bamboo we got, which is
Yes.
awesome. It's sugar bush trickle.
We ordered extra, so once we get our order in, there'll be enough for me to do a shirt for myself.
Yeah, and I was like, I could knit myself a t-shirt or something, but I was like, I don't know. When we're at the store, I'm always like, I constantly get stains on my shirts and
Yeah.
stuff, and so I don't like to wear my knit stuff at the store.
Yeah, you don't want to
And
wreck it.
we
We're
don't go
schlepping
anywhere
dirty
else.
boxes and
Yeah.
bleaching the dishes.
Yeah, and we don't go anywhere else. So I was like, I don't really. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna knit a.
That's why you see the same shirts on the podcast all the time.
I'm gonna knit her a skirt, and then
That's
maybe
cool.
if I like it, maybe I'll knit myself one. But it'll be, but probably not. I don't wear skirts very often.
Shocking.
I have some
I have some acquisitions too.
stack acquisitions.
So I got Peaceful Yarns, who is Janet, who has started dyeing yarns. She was one of the vendors at the Fiber Fest that's locally. She lives right here in Dawson. Well, 5
You
minutes
taught her how to
outside.
dye.
The basics.
No, the basics.
Like
She's then done a whole lot of
very
it. Yeah,
basics.
yes, I know. But I meant
and she's
you
taking
did the
courses
first.
and stuff. And she's started dyeing beautiful yarn, and she's got this base that's a bronze sparkle, bronze Selena yarn. And this, well, the sparkle
can't
doesn't
see
show
it.
well on the
But yeah,
camera.
so-
it's really, really subtle sparkle, and it takes the color of the dye. So you can kind of see there's pinks in there shifting. It's out of focus, but it's the only way I can show the sparkle.
Yeah, so it's a
but I
bronze
got-
Stelina. So it's Stelina without being in your face.
Yeah, and it takes the dye, like on green it looks greenish, so the sparkle is sparkly but not at all standoutish. And I got it in this colorway, which is her Queen of the Night Tulip, which I love.
Yeah.
I love black over dyes. Love them.
Okay, and this, she just grabbed this to show the color, but this is the base that I want to get some of hers in.
Yeah.
It's a Mary Silk. It's 75% merino, 25% mulberry silk.
Yeah, it's super
And it's
nice.
so nice. I just don't, I don't want this color because I don't want the same.
Oh, you don't want to match?
No, and there's a couple. She has a Northern Lights color. It's already
Yeah.
sold out in this yarn.
No, she did that one in the Merino Tencel.
She did it in this too. It sold out.
Oh, did she?
Actually, anyway, yeah, it did. But it's beautiful.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and it's just such a.
We've
nice-
got
But I've got to use some.
several of her bases at the store
Yes,
now.
yes.
So we're quite happy to have another local dyer. I don't have much in the store right now. I haven't had time to dye.
She has some DK merino silk.
Yes.
That is just like, I just want to like,
Yeah.
I have this, I want to design a cowl shawl.
Yeah, you keep grabbing that gray.
I
and
know,
pink
it's a gray
skein.
and this bright pink and it's gorgeous, and
She's
I
even
have-
described the pattern to
like,
Rebecca.
I can picture the shawl I want to design. So once I get through a few things.
Yeah. I do have some yarn that I want to dye. We've had a lot of 6F lately and haven't had a chance to dye.
And we're exhausted. We need a vacation.
I've got handy that. I've got
coming.
some tweed DK yarn
yes.
that I'm going to be dyeing that I'm really, really excited about. And I just got in a merino silk yak singles blend, fingering weight singles, and it is going to be
big on the yak.
amazing for shawls.
I don't know why, but I'm just not big on the
Yeah,
yak.
big on I love it, and it's going to be amazing
idea
dyed up.
here.
I love dyeing on darker colors.
It
You get
gives
so
such a
much
neat-
depth
Yeah,
to the color. So
yeah. When I dyed my Cascade Echo in the it was a gray, and I dyed it with a red, and oh, I just got
Yeah.
the beautiful color.
yeah, so yeah, there is dyeing in my future. I
think there's dyeing in all of our futures.
Oh, you're such a pessimist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm umming a lot today.
Well, if you're
I'm
talking
sorry.
about dyeing, you could talk about your
Oh, yeah, this was the only, I was going to talk about this when I talked about
Pride
knit
stuff.
boobs.
Yeah, I know.
Pride thing.
Every time you say her name, I'm sorry, but I hear knit boob.
Knit boop.
I know. No, don't.
Should I pop my peas more? So I had some rainbow sets, but they all sold out.
Yes. Because they were sparkly rainbow.
I did Cindy's sparkly rainbow request, and they all
I
sold
didn't-
out, so she was
I
right.
didn't buy one.
But I did some non-binary sets too, and these are the only ones I have left right now. So this is my NB colorway, and
I was thinking we
$1
really
from
need
each
to do
set
a buy
goes.
Pride one. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry. Yeah.
$1 from each set of this whole line, the Born This Way line. They all give a donation to a local or local-ish BC, because there aren't too many local LGBT friendly or queer friendly charities, but there's one this past year. All the donations went to Community in Vancouver. And they provide services and counseling and stuff like that for queer folks. So yeah. So that's it.
You really got to do a buy Pride one because they're awesome.
I do. I actually like them better than the trans ones,
I
which was the
know.
next one I was going to do.
I know.
I've got to do some rainbows again too.
Yes, you do. Because rainbows always go.
I'm losing my
Okay,
voice.
well, while you're losing your voice, I'll talk about my FOs. So, I showed this sock last podcast, but that was a long time ago. I
And you
finished it.
finished
Oh, I
it.
still haven't watched it. I totally forgot. Because I finished it like the morning of the day that we were gonna podcast, and then we didn't podcast. So
Yeah.
this is out of the Sweet Paprika Pizzicato in Pink Clover.
And it's her BFL sock yarn.
Yeah, it's really
It's so nice.
And the pattern is Business Casual by Tennis Lavely.
Lavely.
Oh, Lavely.
She's French. Well, she's from Montreal. I don't know if she's French.
Well, her name is, but so is mine. So, boop. Ha! Sorry, I'm like, I have a kicking machine. Okay, I guess it's not a machine.
Every time this sock blocker has come out, I've been kicked with
Okay,
it.
I really like the sock. I haven't done the second one yet. I actually think I'm going to do, because I don't care if my socks match.
You're gonna do a different
I'm going to
pattern?
do a different pattern on the other one. Another really basic slip stitch pattern, and maybe do the same heel just to make sure they fit the same.
That'd be cool.
It looks surprisingly big on this blocker. Just because it's a 72 stitches around.
Yeah.
Because I figured out what size of sock needle I like to knit with, but the other one I did, it looks a little tiny.
Hold them up side by
Okay,
side.
this is a pair, guys. Okay, this is what it looks like on the
And
blocker.
they are actually at the same gauge.
Yeah.
Like, they do look the same.
Here.
It's
and
just
now I
that
I knit very tight.
2x2 rib sucks in a
Yes.
lot, and she knits very tight.
Yes. So anyway, so that was the first one. And then I was like, oh, socks are fun. So I finally finished this pair.
And these are?
These are out of Sea Turtle Fiber Arts Evil Twins sets.
I love the
I
Evil
love
Twins.
these. Yeah, these are so great.
Oh, but you can't see close up. You can't see the purple in the gray.
The base is her Ridley sock, which I am in love with. I want to get more of.
There. So you can kind of see they're the opposite.
Yeah, so this one's purple with a bit of gray, and this one's gray with a bit of purple. And I love them very muchly. And it's just a 2x2 rib sock with
short row heel.
Fish Lips Kiss Heel, my socks therapist. So, oh, and the colorway is afternoon tea. So, yeah.
My tea's not usually purple.
And I'm using some sock blockers from
Burning Impressions.
Burning Impressions. Oh
Megan.
My goodness. Yes, Megan, they're excellent. She made us some Faking Sanity ones and some Peace Fiberfest ones.
Yeah. And these have our little Faking Sanity logo.
and
They're adorable.
She's not calling them boomerangs anymore.
Yeah.
But they're great because they block small socks on this side and medium socks on this side, which I love.
I think she's calling them doubles now, like doubles with the Z, because all
I can't remember.
Yeah, she wrote a really cool post about why, and I really
cultural appropriation and all that.
really liked it.
Yes, me too. But these ones still say boomerangs. But yeah,
they're really
they're
well made.
great. We
too.
have some in for the store, so I had to.
I got a pair
Apparently, when you leave it on for a while, it stays like that.
Yeah.
Ooh, I should put this one on for a while. I wore these one day at knit night. The day I finished them, I wore them around, but I wasn't wearing my socks because my feet were
shoes. She wasn't wearing her shoes.
I was wearing my socks, but not my shoes, and they got filthy. Our carpets need cleaning.
Well, and the store. Everybody comes in with their work boots.
Oh
on and stuff,
totally.
So
I mean, it's valid. We haven't. One of the things we do when we're closed in the summer is clean the carpets.
Yeah.
Sounds like a vacation, doesn't it?
We're cleaning carpets. We're changing the flooring in our prep line. We're painting the concrete in the prep line. We've got to do some touch-up paint out here and sand down some tables.
And we're going to go to Hippie Strings. We're going to go on a yarn crawl.
We are.
So, the Playing with String Great Northwest Yarn Crawl and Fiberfest. Well, the yarn crawl has started.
Yeah.
So
on the 15th.
It started on the 14th. Anyway.
She's wrong.
No, it started on Friday. That's why you gave that lady the discount.
Oh.
She's wrong. It's cool. It's getting bigger every year. So it's in northern BC and now into Alberta and the territories.
Yeah.
So it's really cool.
And there's a dozen shops plus
dozen shops.
Plus a couple of dyers, like Knit For Your Dye
Well,
doesn't have a shop, but she sells out of.
She's considered a shop.
Yeah,
She's at the farmers markets or pop-ups, or you can just call her. Which Danielle's great.
She is. She was
wait.
awesome, and she's gonna be coming down all the way from Hay River to the Fiberfest in Prince George.
So in September, at the very end of so they do the yarn crawl all summer, which is fabulous because the first year 2 years ago when they started, they did it for 2 weeks and. That's a long ways to go.
It's a lot of mileage coverage.
So we normally don't get anywhere during the yarn crawl, but we're gonna try to get to at least Sexsmith and Use Knitting. So Hippie Strings in Sexsmith and Use Knitting in Fort St. John.
Yeah.
And then most likely, so the podcast Fiberfest in Prince George. They've got this little Fiberfest and it's really fun. We went last year.
Yeah.
And most likely I will go and she will run the store.
Yeah.
My mom's offered to go with me, so yay.
Yeah. She's going to steal all our yarn for the weekend.
Not all the yarn.
She'll steal a portion of the yarn.
Yeah.
And I've got to get a bunch dyed up for that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I gotta
in the summer.
In the summer,
But,
yeah.
Eh.
Should have dyed this last week when it was cooler.
I was too busy. I was too stressed when we were planning the Fiberfest to do any large quantities of dyeing. So now I'll just do it in the summer when it's hot, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. And yeah, the Fiberfest is a one-day thing on a Sunday in Prince George at the end. And
loads of fun.
there's the little passport here has a page for each shop that's participating, and then you have a coupon or a giveaway from each store that you visit, and then each store that you visit or make a purchase at stamps that page in the passport, and you get a chance at one of the draws at the Fiberfest. So it's cool.
I'll just let you know that our coupon is 10% off your entire purchase.
Yep.
That includes books and food and yarn and all that fun stuff.
Needles, if
Anytime
we have
we're
any
open.
left. This week has been weird.
So Louette has been doing the collage needles.
And you've heard me talk about those. They're the square ones that I had that I was really liking because of the super soft cord.
And they've just announced that they're discontinuing them.
Yeah.
So the word must have got out because we got them up on Etsy and we sold out of like all of our sets within 3 days, I think.
Yeah. No, 2 days, I think.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we still have some. Like we have a number
lots
of tips and
tips
some cords
and stuff, but not
no
the sets. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that's all right. We still have knit picks and Chow
And I really like the Chow too.
I'm in love with the Chow I've been using them.
They're
for
what I'm
everything.
knitting on right now.
I'm
Actually,
knitting on
for
them
both of these
here
projects.
and here, and I was knitting on there. Yeah, they've kind of displaced my knit picks.
As your main one.
I like the tips better.
They are a little sharper than the knit picks for sure.
Yeah, and I like the cords. But anyway, yeah. So, yeah.
Yarn crawl.
Yarn curl.
And we're gonna crawl to 2 showers at least.
We're gonna try at least.
No, we are.
On that week off. Yeah, Danielle wants to go to
Hippie Strings.
Strings
She wants to
with
get a
us.
big blue mama. We met Carrie. Casey.
Is that her name?
Oh.
The lady from Big Blue Mama. We're terrible with names.
I wrote it down.
That's all right.
I can
She
go
was
check.
fabulous. Her and her mom came in. They were on their way down to Prince George because
Yeah.
there was this big wool conference in
Yeah.
Prince George this last week sometime.
Yeah.
Which we didn't make it down to.
Yeah.
But she was going down there and
Well, they were doing a whole tour. They'd gone. Like,
they'd gone up to like
Alberta.
Hippie
They're going
Strings
up to
and-
Fort St. John, and because they have some vendors up here that carry their stuff.
Yes. And we don't because we don't have the space. But that's all right because Hippie Strings does and they're
Yeah.
very close. So we're Danielle really wants one. So she said she was eyeing one at the Fiberfest, but she thought she'd be very, very good and just not take any money at all to the Fiberfest. I was like, how did you do that? She was like, well, I mean,
She's crazy.
yeah.
She's crazy.
Then again, we both were kind of like, yeah, if she saw something she really, really wanted, she could come borrow money.
Yes.
So-
Well, and it was like she's allergic to wool, so there was a lot of stuff she couldn't get.
Yeah.
But yeah, the baskets are beautiful.
Yeah.
And I love that the women who weave them are like it's fair trade and
Yeah.
it supports
Yes.
women in an economy where there isn't a lot of things.
Yeah, it's
that-
Ghana.
Yeah.
Well, some of them are made in Ghana, and some of them the supplies come from Ghana and are made in Canada.
Yeah.
And they're fabulous, fabulous things. And so yeah, we're gonna go down to Hippie Strings, and then one day we're gonna go up to Fort St. John because we want to go to Montana's.
You want to go to Montana?
I want to go to Montana's.
I don't mind going to Montana's.
And I have to go to Kohl's because I can't go to a store with
A city with a bookstore and not go? Can you imagine? It's not like she's surrounded by books every day.
Oh, and I have so many books at home. It's ridiculous. And then I took more home this week, but I've read one and a bit of them.
We've got, so right now we're nearing 28,000 books. We've just started our summer sidewalk sale, so we're hoping to get down below 27,000.
Yeah, hopefully.
Because 27,000 is where we feel uncomfortably cramped, but not
Rather than-
unbearably so.
Yes. Because she won't let me just pile books everywhere. It's so funny because so many customers come in and they're like, oh, my favorite used bookstore in wherever, and they're like, yeah, and they've got like piles of books everywhere, and we're both like, yeah, that's not us.
I can't do it. I went into that one in Calgary that was like, they had an amazing selection. And I went in and I was in there for like 2 minutes and felt so claustrophobic I had to get out. Like I sat on the curb while she browsed. I just couldn't do it.
And I mean, I like that kind of store, but I couldn't live in it every day.
Yeah, no,
And we live here. We like nice, organized, alphabetical books.
Yeah.
Shelves, whatever.
My books don't have to be alphabetical. They can have letters that are meaningful words. in them as long as they're shelved alphabetically.
You're a dork. Yeah. Any other knitting related things?
No, I got a spinning thing.
Oh yeah, you got spinning.
I finished a bobbin. So this is from my new shipment of Heavenly Wools that I was talking about last time.
What a shock.
I know. Yeah, you may have picked up on the fact that I like her fiber. So this is bobbin. It's a gradient. I spun it on my Acreworks bobbins, which have a see-through end, so you could see them. But all you can see is that it's darker on the inside. But it's a gradient that has like a almost like a bluey gray on the end, and then it goes to the natural color of the fiber, which is just kind of a Mouret, light Mouret color, and then it's
what color is that?
Kind of the.
I mean,
like,
I know what color it looks like, but I've never heard that.
A grayish brown, like it's kind of the warm.
It's
like
color.
Faded cinnamon?
Faded cinnamon. No, faded cinnamon would be too orangey.
Okay, anyway. And then on the end, it's dyed in this soft gold color. It's coming across a little bit greener on the screen here, but this part here is where it looks most accurate. Yeah, no, I'm just not going to get it. Actually, just like that is probably as close as I can get. But I love it. It's the Honui New Zealand half-bred sheep mixed with Tussa silk. And it drafts so amazingly well, and it's just beautiful. So I'm spinning it quite thin. So this is just the 2-ply at the end, you can see is like about lace weight. But I'm going to be chain plying this, so I should get about a fingering weight chain ply gradient, which will be a good shawl.
Are you gonna keep it for you or sell it? I'm not
sure. Or... I might keep this one. I might sell it. My other one this month is also a gradient that's really subtle, and I don't
remember seeing that one. What color?
It's called Operara. It's like peaches into the tawny into the gray.
Oh.
Anyway, I'll be keeping one of them. I just haven't decided which one. But this will be, the next time you see it, a finished chain ply yarn, because I'll be plying that sometime this week. So we have an adorable young girl who comes to our knit night, and I had my spinning wheel last week, and she was like, and so I told her when my current project was done, I'd bring in my wheel and give her a quick lesson on how to spin, and she got so excited, and it's apparently all she's been talking about for a bit. So her dad actually said if she takes a lesson and really likes it, he'll get her some supplies to get her started. And then they have a neighbor who has cashmere goats and gave her like a garbage bag full of cashmere. So she was like, is your project done yet? Can we start? Can we start?
So you've got to spin fast.
Yeah, so I've got to finish this one up, and I've got one left. I've got the one fiber left from my ambassadorship, because I did get this fiber for free. Kate does a promotion every few years if she has a lot of new colorways or new products coming out, where she'll offer to send a few people some fiber, like 6 braids of fiber that you agree to spin and talk about and give your opinion on. In exchange for free fiber, she gets samples that she can use photographs of, because we agree to send her the photos of it, and without her having the time to spin it all.
And you might think it's because she gets free stuff that she oohs and ahs over. No, she was oohing and ahhing and drooling over this fiber long before she...
Yeah. I was going through my fiber at home, and I have 3 boxes of Heavenly Wools. I got 6 braids over the past, like I got 3 shipments of 2 braids each for this ambassadorship program.
Yeah.
And I have 3 boxes at home of all of her fiber. A bit of her merino, a bit of her undyed Honui, and a whole schwack of her dyed stuff, and a few of her silk blends. And I just love them. I wish
we could bring them in for the store.
We could afford to bring in the undyed for our breed study section. So I've talked to her about that and kind of found out what the pricing would be and stuff. Oh, her dyes are amazing.
They really are.
She highlights the fiber so beautifully. Yeah. Like, especially these subtle ones where like you can really see the fiber through the dye, and yet the dye just adds so much to it. So anyway, Heavenly Wools, She's on Etsy right now. She does have a website that she's building. You can't shop on it yet, but that's coming. And if anybody is wondering, this is the Amuri colorway dyed on the natural morit. And it's her 70-30 medium honui mixed with Tussa silk. She's also got a fine honui mixed with mulberry silk, if you like the shinier look of the mulberry silk. And the bobbin is an Acreworks bobbin, which I might get more of.
Yeah.
I wasn't liking them initially because I found they were too light. But I'm getting used to them now. I have 2 drive bands on my wheel, and I use one for these and one for my wooden ones, and that seems to work well. I use a cotton band for these. So I might get more. I have a gift certificate for Acreworks, so I might.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think that's all the knitting and spinning and dyeing and yarny section. We'll now do
Culture consumed.
I'm like, what's it called? Culture consumed.
Not consumed any culture, just TV.
We've been talking about this. Okay, so we finished Agent Carter,
which was awesome.
Yeah, she still hasn't seen the original Captain America.
Yeah.
Just Agent Carter. So we're going to watch Captain America tonight.
I really liked Agent Carter. Like, I like that she's a woman who doesn't take a flat. Like, she was a woman in the 40s who was a spy. Like, she was a spy during the war and then came back to, you're a spy working for this organization, but you're expected to fetch the coffee.
I think you'll really like the first
doesn't,
Captain America movie.
Like, she falls into that role when she needs to, but when she thinks she's the person for the job, she has no problem standing up and going, no. I'm skilled, I'm a professional, I've done this.
Yeah.
I'm the person to step up and do it, and you should get out of my way. And like, she's never mean or crass or like, she's a fabulous character.
She is.
Fabulous. Like, talk about a role model kind of person. Like,
I really like her, and I really liked Jarvis on the TV series.
Yes. Jarvis was adorable.
Yes.
He was the very typical British butler.
Yeah, we talked about this last time, I'm pretty sure. But then, so we started Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I had watched the first season and a half of.
Oh my god, I love Fitz.
Yeah, me too.
I love Fitz.
I adore Fitz. Fitz and Coulson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I love, like, May is just, she's awesome.
May is amazing.
Yeah.
Also, she's on Stargate Universe.
Which is the only Stargate thing I've never watched.
I think you'd really like it.
Probably would. I just got over Stargate.
I know, but...
Because I was an early adopter, Stargate Atlantis. I knew everything there was to know about it before it even started.
Yeah.
I was a big time fan. Well, of Stargate Atlantis.
Security clearance?
Yes.
She wanted to learn Czech because her favorite character was Czech.
Well, that's not why I wanted to learn Czech, but she
vaguely was interested in Czech before, and
and then I did research on
Prague,
and then I was like, it's a really interesting language.
Yeah.
But then again, I find languages really fascinating.
Yeah.
But I cannot learn them because I cannot hear the difference between.
But you learned the written very well.
I could learn how to write whatever. Like, I've learned the Russian alphabet, but like, she says something in French and I'm like, what? And she's like, well, it's not like.
So they mock me because every once in a while I get hiccups, but I get like one hiccup and then I'm done.
Whereas I have hiccups for hours.
And so the word for hiccups in French is okay. But then she's like, why are you talking about hockey? And I'm like, that's not hockey. Hockey is hockey. And
I'm like, what's the difference? They sound exactly the same to me.
And so I go
because I cannot distinguish between those vowel sounds.
I'm like, so I go, hockey, okay, and hiccups is okay, and okay. And
see?
I get that the first two are close, but the last one isn't.
And I can read French.
Yeah.
I took French all through school.
But you also did that Romance languages course.
I did. Well, and I took 2 semesters of reading French.
Right.
In university because I needed a secondary language for my history degree, And for some reason, Latin didn't count. Oh, I think I just didn't take enough of it. I took
Oh, I'm like, you took Latin.
I took 2 semesters of Latin.
She took Latin while I took Greek.
Yeah,
We'd
yeah.
come home and go, oh, this is cool. Look at this, and kind of show each other.
We're nerds.
Yeah.
We're language nerds. Yeah, and I mean, I can read French. I mean, I mainly read cereal box French, which.
Not a term I had ever heard until I moved out west.
And it's you learn French from reading the back of the cereal box, because I'm that person. I don't know. Apparently it's weird. But
She can't walk by a word without reading it. If there's
if there's
graffiti on the sidewalk, she has to stop and read it.
I read every sign. Like, it blows my mind that people can't read, like, do not read signs. They'll walk right past something and then they'll ask you, well, anyway. I read every word. So when I was eating my cereal, I would read the back of the cereal box.
So
I know
all
how to say
the vitamins
free.
in French.
I know how to say free. I know
7
how to,
essential nutrients.
Yes.
Got that.
exactly. But yeah,
You're a
speaking
dork.
it, no. But I do find language
You
is
would
really
get
fun.
used to hearing the difference if you got surrounded by it.
Oh, well, yes, but I'm not like gonna go to anywhere where I would get surrounded by another language, because I'm kind of stuck here.
You're surrounded.
Oh. My grandmother would love it if I learnt. She's dead, but she would have loved it.
Yeah, she was sad that nobody spoke French with her.
Yeah, she was really excited when I took reading French in university, because none of her grandkids
Yeah.
could speak French with her, and it was her first language.
And the first time I came up to visit, Cindy and I were roommates, and I was just needing to get away from Calgary for a bit, and so she suggested I could come up here for reading break, because she was on reading break too. And I just brought a suitcase of books and came up to escape. And her granny found out I was French and called me, and she was like, okay, I'm having one of those moments where I can't think of the word.
Well, because she was in her 90s.
I heard you're French, and what would you call, like, a waiter? Like, in French, what's the word for that?
Like, it was her first language, and she grew up speaking it at home, and like she didn't learn English till she went to kindergarten. But all her kids, I mean, as soon as they
Well, they all married English people.
they did, yeah. And my mom cannot speak French. My dad only ever spoke French when he was on the phone to Granny.
Yeah.
Mainly because they had party lines, so and they had people that they knew listened in, so they spoke French.
Yeah.
And then Dad would get off the phone, and Mom would be like, and my granny could talk for hours, and so
What's
Dad
new?
would be on the phone for like an hour, and then get off the phone, and Mom would be like, so what's new? And he's like, nothing. But yeah, anyway.
I get that. That's how, like, I chat with my mom and my dad, and it's like, it's just chatter. Like, you're not talking about
I hate talking on the phone.
breaking news.
I hate talking on the phone.
Yeah, it's not my
The
favorite.
only time I ever willingly talked on the phone was when my first year away.
Oh, because you called your mom a lot.
Every week I called my mom and my boyfriend. And God, that was back before cheap calling
That
plans.
was 22 cents a minute on weekdays, 14 cents a minute on weekends.
That cost me like $80 every month. Yeah. It was my most expensive thing in my first year.
Did you have the little thing on your fridge that said, like, it's, 22 cents a minute for the regular time, and then 14 cents on weekends, and then 7 cents a minute if you got after midnight on weekends?
Yeah, like I would ever call anyone after midnight.
I had the thing on my fridge.
I did not. I didn't have my own place. I was living in a bedroom of a lady's house.
Yeah.
Which was awkward. Anyway, so we're watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
That was a tangent. Hey.
That was totally a tangent. That's what we do.
Yeah. We're good at tangents. We're expert tangential.
So we're
beings.
into season 3. Yeah, and it's so good. Will you not trying to knit and she's stealing my yarn?
I wonder if she'll notice if I wind up her yarn.
Yes, I will.
Yeah, we're into season 3.
And it's really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's pretty much all we've been
Without
watching.
giving away details, because something big just happened, so we can't.
Something big is always happening.
Yeah, but that's extra big.
Okay.
Also, I've been feeling crossovers, if you're into fandom. Some stuff happens that is similar to other shows' premises.
Stargate, okay.
And so I was like, oh my god, now I want, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Stargate crossover fanfic.
Actually, I'm pretty sure there probably is some.
Oh, I'm sure there are. There's fanfic for everything.
Yeah, there is. Not quite everything. And then I've actually been reading some books too.
Yes.
I'm doing my Pride reading.
I actually want to read both of those. They look really cute.
It's books about baby queers. Simon versus the Homo sapien Agenda and Leah on the Offbeat. I finished this one.
Who's the author?
Becky Abertali. This one got made into a movie recently called Love, Simon. I'm going to actually check and see if it's on any of our streaming services.
I haven't seen it yet.
Because it was really good. It was really fun. It's about, coming out in high school. And this one is about a self-described fat bisexual nerd. So, if only I had had this in high school, except I didn't identify as bisexual in high school. But fat and nerd. Woohoo! Yeah. Very, very good. I highly recommend them.
Well written?
Oh, yeah. Loads of fun. And they're really cute. There's a lot of, in this one, he's emailing with someone. So you get the emails, and then there's texts. And I'm really enjoying, new teen books. They're just,
They're very different than teen books when we were kids.
Yeah. And I mean...
Very, very different.
There were good teen books when we were kids, but it was a very different style.
Yeah.
I love teen books.
Yeah.
Actually, I love books. You might not have known this.
Well, and books that deal with issues. They're...
Well, and no, it doesn't...
It doesn't deal with an issue.
Exactly.
It just makes it normal.
Exactly.
They're
That's
just
what I love
a
about
day
them.
in the life, but
It's just... Yes, it's about him coming out, but it's about so much more than that.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, they're really good. What's I going to say? Oh, and they counted for my Read the World challenge because I had not yet read a book set in Georgia. So they're set in Georgia.
I don't know why that reminded me, but I had talked about a book I wanted to order when it comes out this summer by Amanda Jete Knox. She is a public speaker in the Ottawa area, and she wrote a book called Love Lives Here, about her marriage and her family, because she has 4 kids, and her wife came out to her as trans a few years ago, and how it changed their marriage and how they've grown stronger, but also how their daughter's courage allowed them to all be more honest with themselves when she came out, and they've now adopted another 15-year-old girl and taken her in, and they're just really such a really happy family, and how change isn't always bad, and anyway, it looks fabulous. And she just announced that she's recording the audiobook version herself.
Oh, cool.
And she's a really good public speaker as well. Yeah. So I think I'm going to wait.
I like that when they're good, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to wait instead of getting the pre-order of the physical book and get the audiobook, because then I can knit while I listen to.
Yes. Yes, I've been listening to more Lois McMaster Bujold because it's good.
And that's a good reader.
He's really good. I reread.
You've been listening memory, haven't you?
I have.
It's her favorite.
Well, and because right now the only other... Well, I have a couple audiobooks on the go, but I'm not going to listen to a romance audiobook in public because if it hits a sex scene and you're in your car and the windows are down, you're like, no, shut it off! Shut it off! Listening to sex scenes is just so strange. Yeah.
Well, you shouldn't listen to those.
Well, no, I mean, I read romance, but I read a little of everything. But yeah, I think I've got a sci-fi book, a mystery book, and a romance book all on the go. Oh, and a history book, a couple history books actually.
I brought home a new book the other day. Actually, I brought home a couple. One is a sewing book, and it's all about fabrics, because I bought some fabric that I just want to sew up into some bags for myself. But then I wanted to research about, what fabrics do.
She needs to know everything about something before she tries it.
Yeah.
Or before she really gets
it. We got a book in, so I had to take it home, and it explains the difference between
is the name of the book.
All the different types of cotton, the difference between toile and canvas and silk sateen and whatever.
I bought some fabric and I'm just gonna throw it on the sewing machine.
But it's cool. It talks about this one does better if you have a thicker needle, or this one does better if you serge the edges, or this one you can just
Well, given that we don't have a serger.
I know, but
Actually, Dino does.
yeah, and it talks about, do this with manual stitching, or do this with a machine that can handle more, or, this tends to fray, or this tends to curl, and it has tips on how to avoid that. It's really, really cool. So I've started going through that one for the couple of types of fabrics that I bought. And then I also brought home...
Nerd.
Yeah. I also brought home a Simon Shoot book that we were going to get rid of in the sale, just because we'd had it for a while and it hadn't sold.
Actually, no, just because we had too many of them.
Oh, too many?
Somebody just donated it.
But so I took it home because it looks like it's the end of the world! No, it's not kind of book.
Her favorite.
Which is my favorite. I've got several of those on the go right now, so it's really the end of the world.
It's so funny because you read, it's the end of the world, and I read, it's really not the end of the world.
But it's not with any of these either.
Yes.
It's the end of the world. No, it's not. Somebody saves the day. Yeah. But yeah, it looks really kind of like the Sigma Forces by James Rollins, or something like that. So I haven't finished it yet, so I don't know the resolution, but it looks pretty cool. And then
she never finishes books.
No, I do. My mood changes to something else very quickly, so I start 6.
Yeah.
And then go back to the first one I started, 5 years ago, and then go back to the one I started 3 months ago, and then go back to oh no, I saw a new one at the store today. Let's bring that one home instead.
Yeah, I have stacks and stacks of books at home.
Yeah.
I've been collecting books for my Read the World challenge. Yeah. So this week I added one that's set in Korea under the Japanese
the Eugenia
occupation.
Camp.
Yeah, called The Calligrapher's Daughter,
yeah.
which looked really interesting.
Yeah.
And then the other one is an Eric Walters book, and it's about 2 children in a refugee camp in Kenya and then walking across Kenya. It looks really interesting.
We have Rabbit Proof Fence in right now.
I think it's sold, actually.
Oh, never mind. We do
yeah. And I think after we finish Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., we need to watch Good Omens.
Oh, yeah. David Tennant is in it, and the previews look amazing. I also want to watch the new Star Trek with Picard.
Oh, yeah,
Picard.
Whenever that starts.
He's such a fabulous actor, but, he hasn't aged much at all. He definitely looks his age, but he looks the same.
Yeah.
And he's such a neat guy. Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah. We've hit an hour, so we should probably stop babbling.
Okay.
I will go knit and watch some Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I will go knit and watch some Agents of
Rose
S.H.I.E.L.D.
City Rollers are awesome because you only have to do this much before you start the heel.
All my knitting right now is knitting I can't do while I'm focusing on something else.
Your sock?
My sock. I have knit a fair bit on my sock when we drove to Grand Prairie. I knit on my sock, but it's just a sockinette sock, so it's not really worth showing until I finish a bit more of it. Get past the heel or finish a toe.
So next time I will have this blocked and woven in.
So she says.
I will have at least one of these finished. And I will most likely have this finished. Maybe.
I'm going to try and go around the same pace as Rebecca. So I will not have my Overlander finished, but I will have a bit more of it done. And I will have a new project started because I want to do something for the Queer Quiet.
Excuse me.
Queer Quiet. The Quiet Queers Craft Along.
Yeah.
So that's it. We'll see you next time.
Boot.
Ow. Boot. We'll see you next time. If you are in the area, you can pick up your passport for the Playing with Strings, aka the Great Northwest Yarn Crawl, and Fiberfest at Faking Sanity or any of the participating shops.
And then come see us. Except not from the 22nd to the 1st.
I was going to say, and please remember that we close for a week leading up to Canada Day. So from the Saturday before, the 22nd, until July 1st, Canada Day will be closed.
Yeah, and then we reopen on the 2nd. Our Etsy shop will still be open though?
Yeah. Yep. And we'll be shipping probably twice that week.
We're getting a lot more stuff up on Etsy slowly.
Yes. Right now, all our needles are up.
And all the knit picks aren't because you can order them from knit picks.
Yeah. Almost all of our Faking Sanity brand line is up, except for my personal hand dyed, which will be going up probably the week we're closed.
Maybe.
But yeah, we're slowly getting there.
Yeah.
So take a look at the Etsy shop if you're interested. We will be shipping that week we're closed if you're desperate. And pick up your yarn crawl passports and go check out all the other shops on the week that we're closed. So that's it.
Happy Pride.
And happy Pride.
We don't normally, well, I mean, we mention it, but happy Pride.
Ciao.